Howdy everyone, and welcome into today's extremely action-packed video. You're not gonna want to move an inch because check out the treasures that I'm going to talk about today. Australian opal, but it's a flip ring and there is a synthetic ruby underneath in solid 14 karat white gold. Circa dating on this one, 1915 into 1920. A beautiful Victorian garnet brooch. Don't move. I'm not done yet. I have another trick. Oh, wow. Matches the nails today, doesn't it? A beautiful European cut diamond, heirloom ring in 14 karat gold, completely custom made in the late 1940s, but the stones are antique. Those are very early diamonds, circa dating on the diamonds, 1890, 1900, an Fe EFFY contemporary emerald and diamond ring in 14 karat white gold. Retail on this one specifically was over $6,800 when it was new. Stay tuned for that. I'll set that over here. We'll get back to that in a minute. And the gigantic aquamarine from the 1940s in this industrial scrolled 14 karat gold mounting. Yes, you've seen this one before. This came in from Hartville Flea Market from my friend Sue. And Sue, thank you again so much for this ring and for your friendship. I greatly appreciate you. Let's focus on these three really quick. Now, these were all, oh, and this was from Sue as well. But by the airing of this video, this ring may already be sold. So unfortunately, because my videos are out of chronological order sometimes, I believe this ring is in the Bully Run sale, Bully Run on YouTube, on June 24th at 7 p.m. But I wanted to show this up close because a lot of you have asked. That is a genuine opal from Australia. Look at that beautiful color. And unfortunately, as soon as you turn on a ring light, they definitely go quiet and they go shy. But it's got lime green, pink, yellow, blue, and kind of a purple flash. But this ring has a big secret. When you push up on this end, this flips. So this is a swivel. I did show this in a junk in the trunk, but everybody asked me, can you please bring it back to the light box? Watch what happens. That little post, it clicks down in. Hear that little snap? Look at that for a synthetic ruby. It does glow a very bright fluorescent under UV black light. But look at the mounting on that. And you all asked, can you please bring that into a video and show us closer up so we can see the details of the stone and the mounting. So yes, incredible, and I got very lucky when I found that one. So this is kind of a hybrid video of, shall you say, flea market finds and pawn shops. Look at this garnet brooch. This is also in the June 24th sale on Bully Run Coffee. So if you're unfamiliar with where we sell on YouTube, let me grab my paper. And I'm glad I still have it here, right on my desk where it belongs. This is Jeremy's channel. So go over to Bully Run Coffee on YouTube, hit the subscribe button, and come on over on a Tuesday night and come see what we do. We are so excited because he has 3,500 subscribers now, and the last sale, we had 242 people. Doesn't that math add up? It sure does. Sometimes you go to a channel and they have like an instant 10,000 subscribers and they have like 92 people, and you're like, I don't know. It's not adding up. This is exceptional. Victorian, Bohemian garnet, absolutely wonderful. Incredible construction. And what I loved about this was that it was totally complete and every stone was there. A purist collector would go crazy for this because look at the size of that with all those Bohemian garnets. That is, in fact, in the June 24th sale for sure. And I will try and get this video up before then, but it's not guaranteed. I just sometimes have to live life. And yes, I'm working for two different auction facilities. I am still doing private appraisals. I am still doing the presentations at the libraries. And yeah, I'm still creating my own art in my spare time. But look at this for these European cut diamonds. Very large stone here. Beautifully set, and you can see the depth of these. And when I talk about European cut stones, let me zoom in and show you. Let me get my pointer as well. See how tall this stone is sitting up out of the mounting? See how tall that crown angle is? And I've covered this in my diamond video. See that kind of angle there and how chunky this stone is, like rock candy. It's got a high crown, a very small table, which is that top facet of a diamond. It's very small for the proportion of the stone. And then the pavilion is very deep. There is an open cullet, which is the bottom part of the facet. It has an open cullet, meaning the cullet is a facet. So that point of the diamond is faceted off flat. Many reasons for that, by the way. But check out these other two as well. A real standout when it comes to an heirloom ring, meaning taking old diamonds out of earlier pieces of jewelry and redoing them at a later time. Shank system is gorgeously done. This may be platinum up here, I did not test it yet. And then the shank system is actually kind of dovetailed together on the sides to create an amazing interlocking, very strong seam. Sometimes when you see this, it's an arthritic shank. It'll open up for you. This was never made to open up. This was always made to be like this. And then in an arthritic shank, this opens up to get it over the knuckle and then snap it back together. This was to secure that bond between the two metals and to solder that closed. Beautifully done, and look at the thickness of that shank. I always tell you, slip your rings to the side when you're buying. Turn them to the side. See how substantial this is? See how thick and robust this is? That will last a lifetime of wear. You won't have to get this ring reshanked ever. Beautiful stones, fantastic. Came in from a pawn shop and I was so grateful to have it. Do not move an inch because we have a gorgeous Levian diamond ring. We have a beautiful Levian morganite or kunzite pendant that you all wanted to see close up. When you have requests in the comment sections, I read every single comment. You wanted to see this one back in the light box up close and personal. And then for a treat, I have never shown these on a video before. These are from the late 1940s. They are low carat gold and beautiful, beautiful jelly opal. They're fantastic, very retro earrings. On the opposite side of that, for the lovers of opals, this is from the late 1960s. Early 1970s with this bold, geometric, very graphic, modernist, almost asymmetrical, and the layers of this. Doesn't that look like it's from outer space? Those opals are fantastic. I love the blue base color and those bright flashes of pink and yellow, and look at that accent of green emeralds. And those are natural Colombian emeralds, very substantial ring, very oversized, dramatic, large, gorgeous, fantastic. Talk about that in a second, even though I've already covered it. And you all asked to see this back. And I said, okay, I'm bringing it back in, and we're going to do a close-up. You saw this in a probably junk in the trunk, is what I'm guessing. And if you haven't seen those videos, please go over to the junks in the trunks because they are so much fun and I love doing them. The fancy shows and tells like this are very easy for me, and I want to be transparent and tell you, I didn't want to do this video today. It just wasn't in my heart. I didn't feel fulfilled, and all of a sudden, now that I started the camera and I've already started to show you, I'm completely interested now. So thank you for joining in, and if there's ever a tone in my voice that isn't perfect or things seem a little bit off, it's because they are. I just want everyone to know my honesty, where I come from, how I run my business, how I live my life, and I do leave a lot of my personal life off of YouTube because I want to bring you beautiful pieces, both to show and to sell, and I want to educate you on what to look for or what I look for. And I hope you all enjoy it very much. This is Levian 14 karat rose gold. Look at that fancy colored diamond in the center. It is listed as a champagne diamond, even though it is blush. It's got a very strong pink overtone, and I hope you can see that in the video, but out in daylight, it stays incredibly pink. It stays very robust pink, and look at the double halo of clear. I don't buy contemporary because I go, oh, it's new. No, thank you. I want something beautiful and old with a history that's been pre-loved. When a ring looks like this, though, at the pawn shop, and it screams from the case, and it yells and it waves visually, I go, can I see that just because, And then when I look at them up close, the craft and the detail and the design from all angles, the way the stones are set and the quality, I won't buy by a designer, but I bought by style, stones, and quality. And then I found out it was Levian. So, and then I almost said, oh no, it's Levian. But they do beautiful work and fantastic pieces. And these are very expensive when they're new. So when I can buy them for a fraction of retail, I'm all over it. That's the way I buy. And it's very strange the way I buy sometimes. I will think about, I'm so distracted by this one already. Look at that sparkle. I'm so distracted by that. But I'll buy by design, and then I'll have a price in mind. Like immediately I'll think of a price and I'll say, well, if it's this or less, I'll buy it. That's the way it's been since I was 16 years old. And at 51, it's not led me astray ever. So it's called intuition. It's called something you can't be taught. It's not arrogance. It's just a simple fact of I've always done it different, and it's been very successful for me. And I'm so incredibly grateful that I was like born into this life. Like I was chosen to do this, and I didn't fight it. And I just go, I love this. It's just amazing. So thank you again all for joining in. Sorry for the little diversion there, a little side road like I normally take. But I'm not distracted by the birds or squirrels today. But I was distracted by emotion. This is Levian, and it's signed here, Levian. There it is. And 14 karat. It's rose gold. And I said kunzite or morganite. It doesn't matter which. They're both light pink. They're both the same basic price. One is a little bit more desirable, and both have a tendency to be fugitive or fade in very bright sunlight. So they're always mentioned to please wear them, in not bright sunlight, But this is a very pale pink, very beautiful oval cut. But look at the border and the asymmetry of that bale. Yes, I brought this onto a live a few days back. And I thought, I have got to give this a chance to really sing in the light box and really be viewed close up. 18-inch rose gold chain on that one. Those two pieces will definitely be coming to a bully run sale, and I don't know when. I think all of these will come to a bully run. This I'm holding on because I have to get it fixed. But I think all the rest of these will come to a bully run. And this is the 18 karat gold. Beautiful, beautiful Tahitian gray pearl, 18 karat gold and channel set diamond enhancer pendant. So this opens up and you open this up and then you snap that down. So you can wear this on an omega chain, you can wear it on a strand of pearls, or you can wear it on a gold rope, whatever you prefer. Or even a black leather cord would be beautiful and classy. This is 18 karat. It's signed here. It's signed by the maker right there. I think that says, let me grab my loop. I think it says T and S. It does say T and S 18 karat. And the pearl is just this incredible gray, blue, green. It's definitely cultured for sure, but look at the millimeter size on that baby. I always judge my pearls by not necessarily size, but I go more color and luster. That's the way I've always done it. Everyone is entitled to do it the way they wish, but I always went color and luster because after all, what says pearl more than color and luster? Especially the luster of a pearl. But look at the way that is so classy and so beautiful. Very robust 18 karat gold. So that'll come to a sale eventually. And please don't put your pearls in a liquid cleaner. Please don't. I already covered this one, but let's do a close-up. Look at that. And look how large this is. It's such the wearable sculpture. I've always loved rings like this. Let me go get one out of my collection. I'll be right back, and I'll show you why. Hold on one second. Look at me loading up the light box, tempting you not to go anywhere. So please don't go anywhere because look, yeah, don't go anywhere just yet. I was at it again this week. I don't go anywhere because look at this one. Oh my gosh. I couldn't help myself, but these were at the pawn shop and I couldn't help myself, but stay tuned because this is the one in my collection. This is a triplet. So that is a acrylic cap and then an opal, a sliver, and then a back panel. So that's like a triplet. But that is an incredible opal, blue-green, very large. But why I bought this is 18 karat gold, completely hand constructed. And this was in a video a long time ago. So I raced upstairs and I yeah, I was out on my dresser, which my gold is never in the house. I don't have it in the house for a multitude of reasons, but this was here because I had to bring this to a presentation at my local lapidary club. Look at that for wearable sculpture, and look at the way they constructed that shank system. So yeah, please don't ask to buy this because I won't sell this. I just no, it's got to stay with me. And the estate that this came from, she was just a magnificent artist who was so unusual in her whole life and her whole vibe. Her whole shake was just incredible, and I related to her very much. So a lot of times, I am one of the most emotional buyers God ever created, and it used to be not a problem, but it used to be slightly problematic sometimes. But oh, I guess I should do a side by side. So this is the one, and you see why I chose it. Do you see why I picked this one? Wearable sculpture and fantastic and exceptional. And look at the color of the stones. These are natural opal and emerald. Really beautiful. The construction of that had me, so that was a yes. Let's replace that with something else so you don't leave. Let's replace that with a platinum and European cut diamond ring that I just saved from the pawn shop not too long ago. As I totally bumped the camera, this is a Jim Kaufman. I call it Intarsia. Actually, I call it Intarsia, but you can say Intarsia if you like. That is a beautiful opal, natural, framed in turquoise, sugilite, an opal border, an onyx border. Look at the way this is constructed in solid 14 karat gold. And I did meet Jim Kaufman at the IX Center many, many, many years ago. It was the international show, and that is from Sedona, Arizona, and that's where he was producing these, and even the back is stone. There is his signature. Back then, they were very, very expensive. In the 90s, when I met him, extremely expensive. Look at the way that is cut. I do have a single stone that is unset that the opal's just incredible in. So stay tuned for a future video. But look at the work that it took to get those stones together. And you can't even feel a seam. There's no seam here. You cannot feel where those stones were put together. I truly adore his work, and I think he retired from it. I don't know exactly when, but it had been quite a while ago. Let's get to the opal earrings, and then I don't think I'm going to stay on too much longer. I'm going to try and keep my videos around 25 to 35 minutes. That's what I'm going to try for over the next few days because, like I said, YouTube finally started to feel like a job. I go, I don't like this. I want to live. It's summertime here as well, and I'll spend a lot more time doing in-depth videos through the fall and the winter. So all of you that are waiting for the repair videos and the cleaning videos and how do you do this video and how do you do that video and studio time, that'll all come in the fall when the weather gets cold and nasty. And you'll have 4.5 months of me running my mouth. So, but these were low carat gold, 1940s jelly opal, clip earrings, very beautiful. But you see how the gold is tarnished? You see the tarnish on there? It's because of the alloy that's alloyed with, but those are solid gold. Not marked gold, but by the way, solid gold and gorgeous opals. So those will definitely come to a sale. That will skip for now. This will go to because it's been waiting patiently, and all of you have been begging me to bring this back. It is missing one bezel set diamond right there. Now, think about the work it took to put this together. This is one of the most remarkable works of miniature art in jewelry I've seen in a long time. Age on this could be late 1950s into the 1960s. It is artist signed down in here. There's an artist hallmark and marked. I think this one was 18 karat. I may have made a mistake already telling you it's 4. Yes, I made a mistake. It's marked JM as the artist mark. Still doing research, by the way. And 1/8 karat. JM and 1/8 karat. right there. And if it just focus, there we go. JM 18 karat. And now you can see how dirty my hands are. But check that out for the bezel set diamonds. And I like to show you all these pieces 360 degrees so that you see the quality, you see how they're constructed, you see the inside, you see the outside, you see the thickness of that shank that I keep drilling home. I keep talking about it because that is important. And the way I've done it is I always find my stuff 95% of the time I find my stuff in person to where I have to hand select it. I won't buy it online and then resell it online. I select it in person. I'm an emotional buyer. I go after unusual. I invest in quality pieces. And that's the way I'm still in business. I've always wanted distinctive, and there's nothing more distinctive than this ring. But look at the way those bezel set diamonds are. Now think about this. Think about getting that many half pearls, right? And think about prong setting each half pearl, and then using these little bezels as your other point of contact to hold the pearl in. Do you know how difficult this is to do without shattering all those pearls? They're all set. And then after they did that, then they bezel set. Look at these bezels, by the way. Now, as a silversmith, I look at these pieces and I marvel at them. Look how small these bezels are. My pointer is the point of like a pencil, and look how small these full cut diamonds in these bezels are. And look at the quality and the craftsmanship. Whoever JM was is a master of stone setting, design. Everything that goes into that is pure luxury. One of the most incredible constructions I've seen in a very long time. When I talk about investment in jewelry and I talk about, the important pieces, sometimes I will say important or timeless. Most times I won't. This is important, timeless, historical, and the best of what you could buy. I love that Lawson shape. Almost like a pill shape or a capsule of some sort. Really fantastic construction. Beautiful craft, amazing design. And it just says, I'm the best that you can buy, and that's why when I was that was at the Hartville Flea Market from Sue, and she pulled me over and she said, "Hey, I've got a couple of pieces of gold. What do you think?" And I said, "I think I'm going home with all four of them." So I did. Now this is a pawn shop find, so hybrid video again. Sorry for the, I don't have to apologize, but I do want to say for transparency, this is pawn shop. And this was sold as clear zircon. It's not, it's a lab grown diamond. Look at the size of that oval lab-grown diamond. Approximately 2.5 carats on this. It might hedge closer to... No, it's about 2.5. That's not a 3, because that halo adds a little bit of carat weight to the size, to the optics. But look at that for 14 karat white gold. Beautiful lab-created diamond. You cannot tell that that is not a real diamond. You can't tell. Because guess what? It is technically a diamond, just grown in a lab. Yes, I'm still working on the lab-grown diamond video too. So don't throw rotten tomatoes at the screen just yet. Give me some patience and some time. But I put that in an old box because it just looked right in there. There was something about the size of this box and the quality of that ring. I would never sell that as antique. I would always say, that's contemporary and lab-grown. And again, that's why I'm still in business. Don't go anywhere because there's these two. Got to replace that one. And then I'll add this one. I think I won't add any more for today. I really had, I had one thing out on the desk that I really did want to cover. And I'll wait for the next video. It's a strand of amber beads. I don't know which one to talk about next. Let's see here. Just regroup. Let's do this one, and then let's move this one here. There we go. See, I kind of like that arrangement a little bit. So I'm just so specific on stuff, and people wonder how I get anything done during the day. This is the one I rescued from the pawn shop. That is an extremely large natural sapphire. There's color zoning right there on the inside. Don't worry about that just yet. We'll get there. And don't worry about the way the stone is crooked. And don't worry about the diamonds that are missing. We'll get there in a second. But take this in. So this was at the pawn shop. It'd been there a very long time. Very, very, very long time. And I looked at this and I said, well, that's Edwardian, and for sure it is. Other people would say, no, 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 that's Art Deco. And I'd say, no, I said it's Edwardian. Why? Because it is. If you want to come on my channel and correct me, you'll leave defeated. This is Edwardian. And it's like trying to transition into Deco, but this is definitely 1900, 1915, at the latest 1915. The reason why is the date of the very early European cut diamond double border. The style is very Edwardian. There is a problem. So this, when I got it, was all smashed down. And I've been working on this to get this back upright. If you would have seen this when I started, it was an absolute disaster. That's why no one would buy it. They all said, too much of a project, we're out, we don't want to deal with it. I said, challenge accepted. I'm going to fight to keep that historical ring. We're going to do it. Now, the stone is completely crooked, so that needs to be addressed. That would be very easy to fix. I have no concern about that whatsoever. Zero concern about that. And it's a huge natural blue sapphire. That is exquisite in daylight. It is electric blue. Getting to this. Got to replace a European cut stone here. Got to replace one here. But before we do all that, we have to resolder all of this gallery where I started to open this up because this was completely smashed down. But I said to myself, I have got to fight to keep that ring okay. This was sized with yellow gold. It can be forgiven. It just gets cut here, platinum put in, and then soldered back together. This is solid platinum. And it is, like I said, just a total stunner. And look at the presentation on the finger. Again, that's a sapphire ring that you really don't need to upgrade from. Could you? Yeah, you could get like a 5 carat, Would you be paying an absolute fortune, like, $40,000? Sure, for a quality stone. But I said to myself, I'm going to fight to keep this. And now you see why. So as a historian, I've always done things different. And I will always do things different. And I never listened to what other people told me to do, and I never listened to what other people told me to buy, and I never watched what other people were buying. I said, not interested in that, I'm interested in myself and my business and focusing on positive. So this will be unset and reset, but it'll be unset. The rest of this will be soldered. These stones will be replaced. The basket will be reformed and brought back out. And I'm still going to work on that. And then I'm going to take it to a jeweler and have it all resoldered because I don't work in platinum. So there you go. So that's one that I'm going to fight for. And look at that beautiful, beautiful old turn of the century heart-shaped box. Like I said, presentation is everything. So focus on that as well. If you're a reseller and just getting into the business, just focus on that. I guess we should go in order. Let's go with this one. This is the AQUAMARINE. This came in from Hardfill. This came in from Sue. And when I saw it outside, it was all washed out. And I thought, oh, that's rock crystal. It's very pretty. No big deal, I gave her the money and I came home and I opened the box and I go, oh, it's blue. And then I was like, uh-oh, it's an aqua. And then sure enough, I ran for my loop and I could see the needle-like inclusions. I don't have a gem tester. I've never had a gem tester. And someone said to me the other day, they said, thank you for telling us not to get a gem tester. I said, you're welcome. And then people are like, but how do you know? And I'm like, experience and time and a loop in my hands and my mind and my eyes. And I'm going to do a comparison video very, very soon. Aqua versus sapphire versus blue zircon versus blue topaz and versus tanzanite. I'll do like these versus videos and then I'll show you like this is an aqua, this is a blue topaz, this is this. And then I'll show you why, what I look for in stones. And I'm not a certified gemologist. And I hate to say it this way, but I didn't want to waste my time doing it. But this is 14 karat solid retro gold 1940s. Absolutely exquisite, and it needed to be in a blue lined box. Of course it did. But look at the way that stone really pushes the light right back out to you. That gets me going for 1940s retro mounting. Incredible duo. Incredible mounting and incredible stone. That's why these two were purchased. So incredible stones and incredible mounting, incredible stones and incredible mounting. And why I guess I show these side by side is brand new and really, really old. but I cross all borders when it comes to the business. Platinum, diamonds, and genuine sapphires, and a really fantastic center stone, approximately 65 points from my eye, and then a beautiful, beautiful, untreated Colombian emerald, and look at those diamond flowers that go around that. When I first saw this ring, I thought the diamonds were one single stone, and then I looked close and look, there's 7 stones that make up each flower head. I've not cleaned this one yet, and this is by Effie. It's EFFY, and I did a little bit of poking around online just to see, and sure enough, guess what? Guess what? It was, the other version, like I said, was well over $6,000 retail. And there's one that I don't think is as nice in craft, and it's $9,200 online. And that is an incredible emerald. So see how I go after the stones and the design and the craft, and then I look at age, and then I look at designer. So, of course, my preference is this one because I'm an old soul. And this resonates with me as previously owned, loved, historic, beautiful, incredible design and incredible stones. And I loved the sensitivity to the 3 stones in the center and the asymmetry of that kind of bypass wrap with those giant bezel set diamonds. Really magnificent center stone. Definitely leans slightly yellow, but look how that complements the electric blue on the outside. So it all makes sense. There was nothing about this ring that didn't make sense. The construction, the craft of soldering that all together, really a sensitivity that is seldom seen these days in contemporary jewelry. So take that in, and yeah, that's definitely going to be a ring that I'll sell. And this is hopefully going to come to a bully run sale very, very soon. I just think exquisite and really well done. Am I missing one little diamond? I think I'm missing one little tiny diamond. Yeah, I'm missing one little teeny tiny diamond. And I just noticed that. I may have knocked that out during cleaning, so I'll get that replaced right there. But yeah, I think I did. Yeah, I did. I knocked it out when I was cleaning. That's okay. But I'm glad that it fell out now. But what happens is a lot of people put these in ultrasonic. So that's a note to everybody. Please don't put these in ultrasonic. So now I'm going to go over to my little cleaning tub. I'll look in the bottom. I'll find the diamond. And I'll get that popped right back in there. But absolutely fantastic design. Really exquisite. I love it beyond love it. So I want to thank you all again for joining in. I hope you go forth with peace and kindness. I hope you like this kind of flea market and pawn shop kind of hybrid video of what I buy and why I buy it. So thank you so much for joining in. I hope you found this helpful and useful as well. Do me a gigantic favor. Go forth with peace and kindness. Love you, because I do.